Now, herein lies the issue. D Nice Toe, come on in here. So much love for you. Can you hear me? That's going to be the $64,000 question. I'm going to keep talking. I don't know. You can hear me. Well, everybody's saying it's really low. Yeah, that's it. One reason everything is like super low, and I don't know how to get the volume up. I've looked at some YouTube videos, and they said put a compressor on it. I did that. Uh, hey Keith, good to see you. I am doing Bible studies in the evenings at 6 o'clock. Just started, but we're trying to get this sound right. So it's good to see you, D Nice Toe. Keith, one reason it sounds like the mic is coming from the camera. No, actually, it's not. But I don't know how to. Maybe it's not the computer. Is there a volume feature on your microphone? Possibly. No, the mic doesn't have a feature on it, and I've looked at the microphone itself and all of the settings to that. I've looked at my audio to I use a Roadmaster. I've looked at all the settings on that. I just do not know. I do not. I'm at this point. I'm at my wits end on what it needs to boost that sound. I've done a gain on it as far as on this particular channel. I've, I'm just kind of at a loss here as to what my other options are. And the thing of it is, when I go too hot on my numbers, then I start getting all of the crazy feedback in the background. So I'm gonna see if I can bump this at all without getting in the danger zone. So I'm coming up with the sound here. I'm pulling the sound up. Seeing how far I can go before it starts getting into this wonky, echoey kind of background. Can you hear it coming up at all? Uh, Dalen, keep going. Okay, but are you getting echo in the background? It's still good. Okay. In my headphones, it sounds echoey, so maybe I need to do something. Uh, how about that? Now that's sounding like do I have an echo? Stop. Somebody said stop. Okay. Um, we'll try it. Now it echoes. That's the thing, D Nice Toe. It gets that crazy sound in the background when I go there. Back it down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Go down just a little bit more. Okay. Okay. How about right there? Hey, Gaming Black Jesus, come on in here, my brother. I am actually testing my sound because my sound it's hollow. It's hollow, but you can hear. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Um, I took all the processing out. One reason I took all the processing out because I was trying to get it to see love 702. Come on in here. So much love to you. I was trying to get any effects that may have been problematic. I was trying to get all of that out. Now in my headset, I sound like I hear a whole lot of echo, but you all are not hearing all of that. And that's fine. I can go with the echo as long as the people can hear. And everybody's been so happy Saturday to you. You don't have an echo? Okay, so it's in my headset. Uh, as long as you all can hear, I can tolerate the echo in my headset. You hear me fine. There's no okay, okay. That's where we'll stay. That's where we'll stay. Well, gaming Black Jesus. I thought okay. Let me go in and see what I can do with the monitor. And it is so good to hear. I know one reason. Now, this is how I know y'all love me. Because listen, there were folks that stayed the whole time and even through the Q&A. And I know y'all were straining to hear. I was like, now, I was like, listen, these folk love me and appreciate what I'm doing here because they have really hung in there with me. I'm going to try. Okay, this should take me back. This should take me back. This should take me back. Uh, I know one reason I was trying to mess with the monitor in my headset, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Can you hear me now? Come on, Gaming Black Jesus. Let me tell you. Now, I think I took just about everything out, but as far as my stream, but hold on just a second. Let me see if it's still in here. Just let me see if it's still in here. Just let me see if it's still in here. Could it be? Could it be? You know what? I still have sound effects too. I didn't take those out. Let me see. It's been so long, y'all. It's been. Do you realize I've actually been off of Twitch for over a year? So I'm having to learn the board again and all that good stuff. I have no idea where that's at, and I don't know. I oh that ain't it. Let's see. I can't find the devil child. I can't find the devil child. He's hiding from me. Shelly Thunder. That's why I came on here, sis, because I was like, listen, the gadgets, Keith, the gadgets. But it's been so long since I messed with them, I don't even know where they are. Listen, I am a lost ball in high weeds. So there you have it. Okay, I appreciate all of you all that listen. I know there you go. One reason, you know how I feel about it. You know exactly how I feel about it. So let me take him down. And I really started to take him out, and it just I haven't had the time to go back and look at all the different stuff that I still have in here because I just wanted to get enough done so that I could stream the Bible study. So it I took a big part of the last year off to come on, Gaming Black Jesus. I think some of us just needed, and the absence was productive for me as well. And I shared with them on the first. I came back on New Year's Day. It's always good to see you, Shelly Thunder. The only reason why I hadn't said anything to you guys, number one, because I respect your time and I did not talk with you all about me coming back on, but I really felt impressed of the Lord that God wanted me to do the Bible study, and so we're going to go from Genesis to Revelation. We're in the chronological Bible, and we're taking it in order. Come on, a bot named L. I see you, but I just wanted to walk through that and go through the time to really L. Good to meet you, L. Welcome to my channel. And I'm just really checking my sound because my sound the last 2 days has been absolutely horrible, but the folks hung in there anyway. Uh, you're so funny. I appreciate you. You battled. Come on, gaming Jesus, Black Jesus. Let me tell you what. And I don't. Uh, you're so funny. I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why you saw me is because you just finished modding. Oh, there was no slight intended whatsoever. I just, I didn't expect. My expectation was not for you guys to show up because I hadn't even told you I was coming on. So, and to do something daily, I'm doing the Bible study every day. To do something daily, that's a lot of time, and I was not necessarily going to ask you all to make that sacrifice as well. So I just wanted to get back and get it going, and that's why even with the low sound, no sound, I was bound and determined I wasn't going to just not do it because sometimes if you put it off because of obstacles, you'll always have an obstacle that'll keep you from doing what you need to do. And Gaming Black Jesus, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be transparent because this it's not that many of it. Well, I don't care if there were people on here or not, but Gaming Black Jesus, I don't talk a lot about my journey, but I had a passenger, two passengers in my vehicle. We were hit by a young man who was on PCP going 60 miles an hour. And it killed my 10-year-old passenger in the back seat. And her mother, who was riding in the front passenger seat, had massive head trauma. That was in 95. And then from there, it was like just back to back to back to back things going. And then in 2020, I found my nephew deceased. He had been sick. I was with him at the hospital the night before. They released him and sent him home. He did not have COVID, according to them, but at that point, they didn't even know what COVID was or that COVID was out. But nonetheless, I had been with him that night before, and then I left thinking that they were going to continue to treat him. They sent him home in the middle of the night, and when I went to his home the next morning, I found him deceased. Then the next day, we had a death of one of my other nephew's fathers, and then by the time we had my other nephew's funeral, 3 of the aunts that were at the funeral passed away from COVID. And so, one fell. One was elderly and fell, but the others passed away from COVID. Then my nephew's father had a heart attack and died. And then, I had several family members that passed away also. Then I talked to my next door neighbor one night, and the next day I went over. Her niece called me and said she'd been calling, couldn't get a hold of her. So I took my hammer and we went and broke in the back kitchen window, and went in, and we found her deceased. And then I found Christmas Eve, I found my mother on the floor. And she did survive, but it was the beginning of the ending. And so she fell on Christmas Eve. Matter of fact, I was streaming. Many of you remember when I got the call after she had been in the hospital, and she coded, and I had to leave the stream and go to the hospital. And then I think the roundup for me ultimately was, many of you remember my dear friend who we've been best of friends since forever. And she was in the stream on one day, and the next day they found her. She had just slept away. And I think, and then I had my aunt, my mother's only other sister that was surviving. She went through a very brief journey where she passed away as well. And I was her designated individual until I went to Texas, and then my other sister took that over. So all of that was, and as a matter of fact, she passed away while I was down in Texas, and I came back. I know, Bronx Harlem girl, so much love to you. Good to see you. But I'm saying all that not to garner, as I said, sympathy or anything like that. What I will acknowledge is that after you've had so many traumas back to back, you need a break. And I know that a lot of times people take, particularly ministers, as individuals as if we have no feelings. So, Gaming Black Jesus, when you start talking about mental and emotional health, that's something that I take very seriously. I know that God is a mind regulator and all of that, this, that, and the other. I also know that there are times when you need to step away. I also know there are times when you need counseling. There's nothing wrong with counseling. I've been to counseling a few times. And as a matter of fact, I would say anybody, and some people don't necessarily go here, but anybody that's in a helping or service profession, I feel like, and Keith, I there were many of you that did not cancel your subscription during the time of my hiatus, and I do appreciate you all, and that is the truth. That love just kept coming in, and I know the way we are wired with things like Twitch or these subscription type scenarios is like, honey, she ain't giving me nothing. I ain't giving her nothing, and have no idea what a person might be going through, and why they're not necessarily on the stream, and this and that and the other. But I want you to know, even in my transition, because when I came back to Kansas City, I appreciate those that were subscribing, and it's no negative sentiment for those that didn't, because I had to, during that time, because my finances were so strained, I had to decide who I could support and who I couldn't, and cut it down to a bare minimum. And so I get it. I don't have a problem with anybody that needed to cancel. But for those of you all that did continue, I really, really, really appreciate you. So listen, EAP it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I want us to get in a mindset, and Black Gaming Jesus, I'm so glad that you brought it up, because mental health. I have a good friend who is in government in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And we've been having this continuous conversation, because what they're finding is that many of the individuals that are incarcerated, it's really not a criminal issue. Much of it is revolving around mental health. But because we don't have a law enforcement system that knows how to deal with people that may be having mental health challenges at a given time, we incarcerate people that really shouldn't be in there. And so we're having that conversation continuously around what and how we can begin to address that issue, because mental health is a significant thing. Listen, soothing the soul is appreciated by some sinners. Listen, I love you. Bronx Harlem girl, I'm on meds and in therapy. It took a long time to surrender, and there's nothing wrong with that. My season included therapy and medication, and there is no shame in that game. I want us to normalize that, so that people don't feel like they have to fight to the nth degree before they'll go ahead and relinquish themselves to some help, because there are points in time where you need to be reacclimated. It's a reset button. Let me put it like that very simply. It's a reset button that's necessary. Dalen, a lot of people don't know that that's actually what sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. Come through with that. For sure, the stigma needs to be abolished, Gaming Black Jesus. It needs to be abolished. And we talked about that a little bit on yesterday when we were talking about epigenetics. Some of you may be familiar with epigenetics, some of you may not be, but we touched on that yesterday in creation, Genesis. We're in Genesis chapter 1 through 3. And I touched on that reality that science has now proven, even as we read that scripture, the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children's teeth are set on edge, with that concept of there's some generational effect on the children from the fathers passed to the children. And that's exactly what epigenetics discovered, proves scientifically. And I believe in God, but I also believe in science, and I believe that science is a revelation, a further revealing of God. I think that science helps us to understand God in new ways. The way that we saw it back when and back then, based on the knowledge that we had, okay. But our knowledge has grown and our knowledge has extended further. I feel like our understanding of God should also. So, with that being said, because they have proven without a shadow of a doubt that genetically trauma and other things are passed from generation to generation, we begin to talk about the reality of why Gaming Black Jesus, we really need to stop the stigma and abolish it. Because how do we begin to come into a place where we can have a healthy reality to our living? If if you start talking about, you know, grandmama done passed me something, y'all. Grandpa done passed me something, you know. And I came here with it genetically through epigenetics. I came here with it genetically. And I come into this world and I'm like, where in the world did that come from? And actually, some of it is of just a pure fact of epigenetics. And so, how do we turn that thing around? How do we work with that? How do we deal with that? I was even talking about it on yesterday. My coworker and I were talking, and she had a situation where a child had been removed from the mother years and years and years. At some point, there was a reconnecting of the two together, and she was asked to take a picture of the individuals together, and she said it was almost mind-blowing to her that after she took the picture and looked at it, the two of them who had never, no contact, the interaction was not there. They stood the same. They held their mouths the same. They held their body motions the same. They had literally posed the same. She said she was blown away. She was just absolutely blown away. And it was like, how can that be after realizing and knowing these two have never, ever had that kind of interaction, that kind of being together, but yet and still you see this manifestation, mannerisms, conversation, just so many things, epigenetics. So all of that being said, when we can understand that there is trauma that we have experienced in our own lives, but there's also trauma that we have picked up and carried through the genetic factors. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with getting help. And I contend that some that really have a very, very strong issue of something that's been passed down from family to family, from generation to generation. It actually alters and has the ability to alter the body system and the body chemistry. And sometimes it takes a chemical to get it back on track. That doesn't mean I advocate putting all our babies on medicine. You know, I think I don't advocate labeling everybody. I'm not an advocate of any of that, but I am definitely one that stands for mental health. So that all of that being said, you know, there's no shame in my game to say there's a time and a season that you need to step away and do self-care. And it's been a blessing for me in my life to have done that. That being said, I don't feel no ways tired. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I am, as I feel, doing a daily Bible study at 6:00 every day. And it's 30 minutes in study, and then we open it to anyone that wants to ask questions. We've had 2 good days. Yesterday we had some good questions. Dalen had some good questions. We invite everybody to come and be a part of it. I'm not being churchy. I'm not being religious. We're not beating you over the head or anything like that. It's a Bible study. We're doing it from the chronological, both Reese's chronological and Tyndale's chronological. Tyndale's is for basic beginners. You have fought against mental therapy for so long. Come on in here, truck driver. I love you, man. Until I started going, and now I'm much better. Thanks. Oh, listen, it's you all day long, truck driver. I tell people all the time, I may be a spiritual guide in some areas, but you are the people that do the work. You are the ones that make it happen. You are the ones that create for your lives. I may just stir up the gift that's already inside of you, but it's inside of you. I'm not giving you anything, it is already inside of you. All I'm doing is maybe shining a light somewhere that has not been uh, enlightened before, but it's there. I'm not giving you anything that's not already in you. I love you, man. And I love, this is the thing I love about you, Truck. Even for you as a black man, Bronx, Harlem girl, I see what you're saying. Same here. Gaming Black Jesus, I appreciate you. Because and not that I'm not trying to make it a racial issue, but I want black men to normalize therapy. I want black men to I want everybody to normalize therapy. But for some reason, with black men, there seems to be almost this sense of, oh, thank you, Keith. I'm telling you, the word cannot be suppressed. You are so right. And I'm doing this, I feel, what I felt was out of obedience to the Lord, that there are people that just need basic Bible study. And so that's why I'm here. So I appreciate you for that. But back to what I was saying about, gaming Black Jesus. I don't know about all the eloquence, but I enjoy talking. I enjoy sharing, and I enjoy learning. I enjoy learning from other people, and I feel like iron sharpens iron, and that's what I feel happens here in the Lion's Den. We sharpen iron. Iron sharpens iron. Yes, please tell your son. You tell your son that every day. Black mental health matters. It really, really does. See Love 702. And I missed you all. I really, really did. But even in my missing, I still had to do what I needed to do for myself. And I mean, I missed you. And most of you, I watched. For those that were still on or Instagram or wherever I could see you and find you at, I would go out and look and see what was going on with you. So I'm not completely disconnected from you. I just, my engagement, it consisted of a like or a heart or, some real simple encouragement on your page, and the love and the miss. It was huge. Gaming Black Jesus, because we've grown up under the false pretenses of people that project what masculinity is. That's where the toxic masculinity in us comes from. And you said a mouthful. You're spot on, Gaming Black Jesus. Unfortunately, this is what has been taught. This is what has been projected. And I'm going to say even from the pulpit. And that is part of why I feel so compelled to come and even let's study the word together, because what you will find when you read the word is that a lot of this stuff that we've projected to you, a lot of this stuff that we've imposed in your thinking and your spirituality or lack thereof, but that's what we'll call it, has led you in a path where even though you're doing all these things that they told you the Bible said, you're still distraught. You're still tore up from the floor up. You're still depressed. You're still not happy. And it has nothing to do with you not loving God. It has nothing to do with you not loving Jesus the way that you should love him. It has everything to do with how you take care of your mind, body, soul, and spirit. And much of that includes being able to come into a place of understanding that your mind that is given to you by God and is so powerful is something that you must take care of. Your mind, your emotions, all of that has to be balanced. And so we come into this place of really balancing who we are. So the stigma needs to be abolished. These are facts. These are facts, without a doubt. Dalen, I saw you say something there. I'm on meds no, I went too far back up. Let me come back down. My thing jumped on me. Can you all still hear me okay? This is really a sound check. It's really not a class. This was really a sound check just to try to get this sound halfway decent so I don't torture you all tonight in Bible study. But I appreciate those of you all that come in, and I don't mind being transparent. I have no problem with being transparent because there's healing in transparency. And I feel like this, when Adam and Eve realized that they were naked and they were ashamed, that was a psychology, what I call corrupted psychology, because they've been naked the whole time. They've been naked the whole time and were not ashamed. A sound check on if we hear the come on here, Gaming Black Jesus. I love you, man. I love you. I'm sorry you were working and lurking. Did I say I need? No, I did not. Did you say I did not say you need meds. Dayla, come on here. But even if you did, it's okay. There's no shame in it. There's nothing negative about it. If you need meds, you need meds. I've been on meds. I don't have a problem with it. Your brain stimulating oral skills remain supreme. You are so kind. I appreciate you, sir. I do. Coming on down. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody that's in here. Thank you all for helping me get this straight. And hopefully we'll be ready for Bible study at 6:00. What I'm going to do is, and this is for those of you that have been coming every day, and I appreciate you. What I'm going to do is do a recap, because I had several people text me that came the first day but didn't make it back yesterday. I'm going to do, and I think I'll probably use this for a pattern. I'm going to take the first 15. Crystal Method, come on in here. So much love to you. It's good to see you. I am going to take the first 15 minutes to recap. And for some, that'll give you a chance, because some told me the time window, you're trying to get in from work and this and that and the other. And I understand 6:00 my time, 7:00 for those on the Eastern time. But then for those that are out in Cali, you're 2 hours behind me and still trying to manage traffic and getting home and all of that. So I'm going to take that first 15 minutes and we're going to do recap of what we talked about the day before, because I did have several people that were asking, what did we talk about on yesterday? So I'm going to follow up and do that. Take any questions or clear up anything from yesterday's lesson that may need to be addressed. And then around 6:15-ish, we'll start the new portion. So for those that are really struggling and hurrying and trying to get situated so you can, log in and get with us, take that first 15 minutes and maybe you can take a little bit of a breath and get there. And we'll start the formal teaching for the new material on around 6:15. All right. But I'll do that recap and then we'll keep it going. Let's see. I'm coming on down. I don't want to miss anybody in here. Let's see. Okay. It looks like I got everybody. Okay. Well, if you all can hear me plainly, that was the sole purpose of this stream, was to make sure we had decent sound for tonight. I welcome everybody back at 6:00. And you don't have to be here every night. Whenever you feel like you want to jump in, do so. But what we're doing, if you've never gone from Genesis to Revelation in the Bible, and again, we're doing it in chronological order. If you've never gone from Genesis to Revelations in the Bible, I invite you to our 6:00 Bible study. So as I said, we'll start around 6:00, 6 to 6:15. I come on a little bit earlier than that so everybody can start coming in. And just once more and again, because I don't want to keep jumping off topic, this layout is a little bit different than the way you all encountered me before in my earlier streams in prior years. I would meet and greet everybody that came in the door. Oh, listen, I'm messing up my little studio here. I don't have all that together. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, I won't be necessarily talking to everybody and acknowledging everybody when you come in. I will do that at the very end of the stream. So I don't want anyone to feel in any way slighted or ignored. It's just that I don't want to keep flipping back and forth in a thought or in the topic. Once we get, now I will answer questions or I will entertain comments about what we're talking about. If you have comments that you want to make, because it's not me, the design is not for me to lecture and you all to listen. It is designed to be interactive. So I will listen, look at, and read those out loud. But as far as individuals coming in, I'll acknowledge everybody that's in at the very end. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. All hearts and minds are clear, as my great uncle used to always say. I'll see you at 6 o'clock. We'll be completely up and running. Uh, I'm so glad that you all can hear. You used to go to Bible school as a little kid. Oh, did I? Uh, who used to go to Bible school as a little kid? I'm glad this is a refresher. I'm glad this is a refresher for you. And I invite you to come. Like I said, it's not going to be uh, anything more than just studying the Bible and input. So everyone is welcome, and everybody's perspective is welcome. I don't want anybody to feel that your thoughts, your beliefs, or your belief system is not validated. I validate everyone. I do. I validate everyone. And everybody that has something to interject in the discussion, you are welcome. All right. You have a wonderful evening too. I love you so much, and I hope your day is just as amazing, sir. All right, we're out of here, everybody. I love you. I love you. I love you. Here we go, and we are out.